Hello and welcome, I'm Peasant, and today I'm going to be taking on Sweden 6 with Keeper of Forbidden Wilds. So, Sweden 6, they're Swedeny, they're 60. They've got an ice hotel, they've done really well for themselves. Okay, first things first, let's gain a power. And this is the starting setup. I tend to sit and look at this a bit before I start recording. We've got sand builds here. And the royal backing, where is it? Where is it here? Royal backing has got rid of a forest, which is why we've got this set up here. So we know that the next explore card is going to be a mountain or wetland, which means that I am going to get to use my ability fairly effectively this turn. This ability here. It does. I mean, you pretty much always want to try and get that ability activated, even if there's nothing useful to do with it. But okay, what have we got here? So the elements we like fire in particular. This is awkward because it's going to target lands that we struggle in. It can't target the blighted lands where we're already a little bit behind. But it is just some useful damage. And it's the fire and the green, which is nice. This punish those who trespass. If we can get that regularly activated, then we're laughing. But drift down into slumber is also very useful. It's a very useful card. Very useful. I mean, it will prevent a single blight going down. This is a double blight on the coast. Although there won't be a build, a city plus an explorer is actually a double blight. I could actually think about using my spreading wilds ability actually just to make this coastal ravage into a one blight ravage. Because as you know, Sweden places double blight. If they do 6 or more damage during a ravage. The trouble is with events that number could get messed around with, so I probably want to focus on something I know is going to make a difference, like preventing a build chain in, say... Oh, I can't prevent it in here because of the blight? So actually that might be the better option. Hoi, 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 hoi. The other nice thing about Drift Down is it's cheap, and you are kind of... It's weird, this is a funny spirit. You start off just trying to milk this fourth growth option. You're just there milking away. I'm going to take Drift Down and go with this option here. So, yeah, we're going to go with this fairly. It's all very standard so far. So go with Boon of Growing Power. We've got our Spreading Wilds. Okay. So we've got the builds. Mountain Explorer. So we could prevent this build here with Spreading Wilds. Let's look at our new power first. Gain a minor power. Ooh, Sky Stretches to Shore is pretty nice. This ability here to make a slow power fast. It's not something to rely on, but there are a lot of times where you want that major power that you've just drawn is like, it would solve my problem, but it's slow. But this is a nice little solution to that. We don't have anything with fire here. In fact, Razor Sharp Undergrowth is the only card there that's kind of relevant. It has a bit of greenery on. I mean, aside from Sky Stretches, so I might just take this for later. We could even think about using Sky Stretches with Towering Wrath. Ooh, that could be pretty nice. Yeah, I'm going to take... Oh, there's Sap. Good old Sap. Old Sappy Wappy Woo-Wahs, as his boyfriend calls him. In fact, we're looking at being able to defend in both of these areas next turn if you go with Sap. Crikey. I mean, that's pretty good. I actually really like Defend with Keeper, even though you'd really dislike, person level, he's not so into the Darn. And against Sweden, typically, I'm generally not such a fan of the Defend. Yeah, so what's my turn looking like next turn? Actually, I think this is good. It's cheap. It's going to help. It's going to mean that I can play these growth options in this order. So this one first and then this one, it is just better. Okay, so we are going to be able to defend in here and here. And this would be a nice place to put a sacred site, because when I place the sacred site as keeper, I actually push all the Dahan. So I could do that, push them in here, these Dahan into here. Yeah, so I'm going to prevent this build in here, push this lad in here, and back to the growth. So now we can do both of these. Textbook. And we've got our... we should get our second action. The trouble with this, of course, is that it's not really... well, it's the only option I have, so I'm not going to complain about it too much. Yeah, I think we still stick to minor powers for now. Let's see what we get. Growth through sacrifice is ridiculous. It might be worth changing all of my plans for. I'm not actually in with any blight. I mean, it's already it's a ridiculous card. It's it might even be, if I take growth through sacrifice, it might even be worth skipping one of these defend cards. That's how good it is. Because this here is only a single damage blight, so we could just let that go and go with growth. Just get on with it. It's got lovely elements. I mean, it's just ridiculous. It is ridiculous. I might even make a separate video about how ridiculous it is. Who knows? So let's go down there. So we've got a sacred site, and we can push these lads in here. Indigo lads. And we're going to go with growth, and we're going to go with sap. Oh, the trouble is, because we didn't go with drift, we don't actually get the extra range on sap. Well, maybe we skip growth for a turn. It's going to be hard to resist. But, yeah, I think it can wait a turn, I think. Especially as we're going to have a fairly easy turn next turn. Only one ravage to worry about. Yeah, this is fine. Okay, so we can drift down in there, can sap in there. What the invader's got to say about that. Town's doing extra damage. Ooh, you little... beasts are destroying explorers and jungle or wetland to harm. And then the sand ravage. So that's worked out okay. That's worked out really well, actually. Much better than the last attempt I did at this, which was pretty horrible. And that wild token there preventing this explorer going in there. Lovely stuff. Okay, so we could add a wild token. I think this bottom corner land is just the worst land to have blight in. So I'm gonna just put the wilderness in there. And we've got enough energy now that I can do this one first and then this one, and we can get up to 3 actions. I can go with growth through sacrifice. As well as 2 other useful things. So we've just got this one ravage. It's a double blighter, but we'll still have a healthy island. And we could even just plonk our presence in here with a view to using growth through sacrifice on a future turn. We will, of course, lose a presence, but we'll then be in a nice position to use Punish Those Who Trespass on this land that has a convenient selection of enemies. Yeah, the other alternative are maybe going over here, where we don't lose presence. The nice thing about here is it means we can target over here, but then of course, actually here has got the best adjacencies. And so what we're looking to do this turn is growth, probably a bit of regrowing. So it's going to be a bit of a low-key turn, depending on what power card we gain. So if we go with growth and regrow, we'll have 8 total energy to play with. So we could think about getting a major power now, except it's going to cost us 3 to do this. Okay, I think this is our last minor power that we go with. I think it's the last one for now. Ooh, Cycles of Tide and Time is actually a really nice card. Fast blight removal is pretty juicy, but our coast is actually looking pretty good. Element-wise, Lure is actually pretty great. It's got the fire, got some greenery. It's a very powerful card. Does it have any immediate use for us here? Not really. The board's already a little bit too crowded. Actually, we could drag people into this middle area here. You could even use it to prevent a build. Oof, preventing a build. That's especially for 0 cost and great elements, because that fire, that green, is going to contribute to this. So if we can go with another yellow, sunshine, then we could start doing some of this, punishing those who trespass, which is really good. Okay, yeah, I think we go with Lure of the Unknown here. And it's got such good elements for us that we might sometimes play it even if we can't use its effect. And that was our first. So we want to get up to 3 actions. And I think this is this has got the best adjacencies. It means we've got Sacred Site adjacency to the whole board, which is always nice. And it's good for Towering Wrath as well, because it's going to be, again, adjacent to more of the board. So we're going up to 3 actions now. And, oh, we actually do get to push this. And I've just kind of let this go. Oh, yeah, that was the point of going here, of course, was I could remove the blight from here with Growth Through Sacrifice. And actually, maybe that is better. Yeah, because I'm going to Growth Through Sacrifice anyway. Yeah, so, sorry about this. A little bit of the old undos. So, yeah, we're just undoing to the point of placing this presence in here. Yeah, it makes sense. But this is obviously for next turn, so I'm pretty reclaiming next turn. We can regrow to remove this blight, or this blight, and we can Lure of the Unknown. But we still don't have... Damn it, we still don't have our Get Off My Lawn ability. But this, preventing this build here is lovely. Very worthwhile. The regrow is going to be helpful. I mean, but we're going to have 5 energy next turn. We could switch this out for this, and then we've got Get Off Our Lawn. It's even going to have an extra 2 extra damage. It's going to be 4 damage. So we could use it to even clear some debris in here. Versus removing a blight. There's going to be 2 blight here this turn. We're going to remove 1 next turn, which is going to put us back up to healthy. And Coastal Ravages. Mutter, mutter, mutter. Okay, I think that looks fine. It's good enough. Okay. Oh, of course, Growth Through Sacrifice could have revealed a plant. Do you want to go... I need to think about what presence I want to do next turn. So I'm probably going to reclaim next turn. My stuff isn't that expensive. Still got plenty to do on this track, though. On the placement. So probably getting the 4th action would be good. Yeah, I'm doing a lot of cheap stuff. Yeah, okay, a lot of cheap stuff. So we're going to go bottom track. And we just got to destroy and replace one of these. And we've got Lure, so we can bring this lad out of there. So that's prevented that build chain. Okay, we are... Perform a build step for 1 terrain not shown under any invader action. Okay. Beast's doing some damage. And Dahan to a mountain or sands that already has Dahan. Okay, so we're against the Swedes. So... Yeah, we're always wary of this. But I don't think we can actually impact the flirtability of our Dahan. So probably just shove one up here. Okay, so that was a double blight. Oh, and then they've got their extra town, of course. This is the bit I always forget. I did not factor that in at all. So they are going to overflow their town somewhere. I can't put it in with my presence, unfortunately. So I can't get them off my lawn. Let's put them in this desert. And coastals, that's pretty nice to only get one build there. Okay, and they did flirt with that Dahan on the coast, which is unfortunate. Okay. And then this is the, I think this is the event. So they're going to be building in one of these types of terrain. Look at all this. Horrible. So if we go with desert, we've then got the city. I think mountain is better because we've already got presence in there. Yeah, I think that's okay. All right, and then we've got Towering Wrath. So because I've got Punish Those Who Trespass, I think I'm going to do most of that in there, and then I can. It's a bit annoying. I've only got. I mean, I guess it's just that thing of the event card gifted me 2 damage in there. I suppose is okay. Yeah, so we've got 4 damage on the Trespass, so we can destroy a city. Or Towering Wrath is going to be just 2 damage. So we're probably just Towering Wrath in here, which is a bit disappointing. But again, it's going to prevent a build next turn, which is, you know, pretty worthwhile. It's still 4 fear as well. It's not, you know, it's not terrible. Okay, so 4 damage. So I'm going to get rid of the towns here. Now, the reasoning being is that there are abilities that add unrest, and if I can add unrest to a single city, then that will basically mean that this is not a problem anymore. Now, where do we... Let's put this here. Okay, now we are on to the next turn. So we've got a single ravage on the coast we care about. It's 5, 8, 11, 13 damage. That's horrible. However, we've still got regrow, so we can kind of repair some of the damage, but we might be getting into Blighted Island territory this turn. However, we've got enough energy that we can actually gain a major now without too much messing around. If we gain the right major, we might be able to skip the reclaim. We also, if we get this here, we can reclaim one anyway. But if I play this, we've only got 4 energy to play with this turn. Okay, fine. But I think we are looking at a major if we can't use it this turn. Yeah. And we might even think about if there's a 5-cost major, and one doesn't spring to mind, that's particularly useful. We might just bump this instead of going with Reclaim 1. Okay, what do we got? Tigers Hunting. Power Storm. Do I have anything that's worth Power Storm, Growth Through Sacrifice. Bloodrack, Plague. What are our elements looking like? Our kind of ones we don't start with. They're a bit all over the place. A bit all over the place. I really like Savage Transformation, but it's more like, I just like him, you know? Do we have many beast elements? We have 1 beast element. So that we're unlikely to get Threshold in any of these. Power Storm does have fire and daylight, but we don't have any obvious use for it right now. However, it does just give us the ability to just win if we get other cards. Bloodrack Plague is not going to do jack diddly about this. About this problem here. Power Storm is also not going to do anything about that problem there. Savage Transformation, though, it's the other thing that's appealing about it is it's cheap. It's affordable. We do have the sap. No... We're quite moony as well, so... This has got the problem of the blight targeting. I think it's going to be... That's going to make it a lot less useful. Power Storm, though, but we'd basically be... Okay, if we did go Power Storm, we'd probably want to reclaim in order to have a more useful turn this turn. Yeah, I think we probably do want to reclaim. So we could go with... The thing is, it's cheap and it's so effective. It's just such a useful little card. Lovely little card. Especially we've gone pretty heavily into plays. How easy is it for us to get the threshold on Power Storm? We've got the purple, obviously daylight is fine, and then we've got loads of fire. So, I mean, these are both, Power Storm and Savage, I think are both useful for us. I think I'm going to go Power Storm. And what do I forget here? I think as we are going to be reclaiming everything this turn, I think I'm going to get rid of Sacrosanct. It's just a bit too expensive. And so this can go anywhere in 3 range that doesn't have Blight. I think this is the best candidate. The other nice thing is it's got enemies in with it, so for Get Off My Lawn, it's going to be useful. I'm going to go with that and then Reclaim. Here's the other, I mean, if we could Power Storm Grow Through Sacrifice, that is just disgusting. I don't think we actually got the... oh, we do have the 3rd air. We could do it. But there's not that much value to it because we're not in with any Blight, but there is, of course, the fact we could just blast through our tracks. But that does mean we're not really doing anything about this spot here, which is going to be a double Blight. We're going to have a Blighted Island. It won't be enough to instantly lose, but events exist. Towering Wrath is looking like an expensive paperweight at this point. Yeah, I think our best bet is to try and Wombo out, and we could even... Jesus, we might even be able to defend in here if we use Power Storm. Because we can drag out... oh no, we can drag this town into here and then it'll just do its own little ravage. So we could use Power Storm here to repeat this, and then... we could get 8 damage with Drift Down. Sorry, 8 defense. So that would be 5, 8, 11, 30. Yeah, it's not enough. Nowhere near enough. But what else have we got to do? So yeah, it's not actually worth... these aren't worth multiplying particularly. So we don't need to worry about the threshold on Power Storm. So we can just forget about those for now. But we could think about... we've got some... I mean, we could just do utility things like Boon. We could repeat Boon of Growing Power, but then, of course, we don't get to do it multiple times. We could even do this first, and then if we don't like the result, we could then use our Power Storm to look at another major power. So maybe regrow from roots as well, just to do a bit of tidying up. And we do actually have some nice punishing to do. A 5 damage punish. I think this is the call here. So we'll Boon first. If we get something we like, then we will think about using that. We need to think about Power Storm with it. If we don't get something we like, we might use Power Storm to repeat this instead of Go Through Sacrifice. Yeah. Okay. Oh, this is a slow power, you peanut. Well done, peasant. All right. Never mind. That plan doesn't make any sense at all. I do apologise. Well, it looks like Growing Through Sacrifice is just... I mean, doing this twice is ridiculous. It's just insane. We're going to be reclaiming next turn. Yeah, I don't think it matters which one we go. We're going to get that 5th action anyway. Remove this one because it's got the fewest adjacencies, and let's bulk this one. It's actually going to push the Dahan. Is that relevant? Possibly, because we've made a sacred site in there. Having 2 Dahan in with Blight means that they occasionally will clear that Blight. Yeah, this is absolutely disgusting. Let's make this a sacred site again because it's got the most adjacencies. And Years of Little Rain. For each board, discard the top minor power. If it lacks water, add a Blight to a Sands. Or we can do axe to ease the drought. That's probably what I'm going to do. Because this could add a blight, which I don't like. If we can keep it healthy, then we're doing well. And a bit of defense per Dahan. Okay, so yeah, going to probably be forgetting a card, though. Could actually discard sap here. Can ease the drought. I often just forget cards instead of discarding them, and I forget it's a thing I can do. So yeah, discarding this is amazing. Okay, that's good. Okay. Ooh, a fear card. Not really scaring them a lot. Each player adds a unrest to a town. Okay then. Let's add it to this town here. And we have ravage, so that's a double blight. And they get to add their town that I always forget they do. You would have thought with the amount of times I say how much I forget, I'd remember, but no. No, Frodo. Okay. Immediately 2 fear per player. Each spirit destroys one of their disillusioned energy. That's not too bad. So I'm going to remove this, destroy this one here, because thinking about future towering wraths, this is the main area where that's going to be a thing to do. This coastal thing is pretty disgusting. Okay, we've got the punish. What's actually sitting in our lands? We've 5 damage. We can clear this mountain. Well, that's perfect because we've got the build in there. Yeah, this is a problem. Yeah, see, interestingly, thresholded power storm, if I could regrow twice, would be amazing. But I only had 4 actions, so that would have been impossible. All right, let's do this in here. And we'll just do all the damage in here. Clear that out. Actually, technically, I probably should do the Boon of Growing Power first. Thinking about it, though, the interesting thing is that if I choose to forget one of these cards, then I'll lose potentially lose these abilities. I'm going to do it this way. I'm going to do it this way around. And Regrow from Roots is such a kind of forgettable card. It's a card you just forget sometimes. So we'll do Spreading Wilds first as well. See, this might be enough. See, if we could use Spreading Wilds in here, and then I've got a Wilds in there, which means I can place a presence in there, which means I can tell them to get off my lawn, which would be good. And it's also presence in with Blight. So I think that's a worthwhile endeavour. Oh, except I can't target there, you peanut. Okay, let's just target down there. Oh, I could regrow from roots first. I have played this game before, I promise. Is that a worthwhile thing? I think reducing this blight load is more important. Because we could helicopter in and use growth through sacrifice to remove this blight in the fast phase, potentially. Could we? Is that actually possible? It's not very possible. No, it's not very possible at all. Yeah, we're going to regrow from roots here. And Spreading Wilds, I think, in here. And get a Boon of Growing Power. Now, what do I actually want here? I want something that I can duplicate with Power Storm and win in a Blaze of Glory. So let's go with a major. What do we got here? Double cast down. A bit broke for that. Vigor. Now, strangely, we've still got Dahan kicking around, which is a surprise for everyone. Pen Up Calamity. Ooh, this is a nice one to repeat. And Moonfire. We've even got companion cards that have the Moonfire for the threshold. Because if we play this and repeat it, that's going to do a lot of damage. It has wonderful elements. I think it's the one. I'm a big fan of Vigor as well, but I don't really have the I've got one animal element. I think pent up is the way to go. It also solves, because it places the unrest tokens, that just solves some horrible situations you've got with these Swedish cities. And if I repeat this, see, I could actually place, if I repeat pent up calamity, I could actually add so many unrest in here that it just solves the problem. I think this is the one. Yeah, I think it's the one. Okay, so what do we forget? We want to keep anything with moon and fire. Maybe we forget sap. It's such a handy little card, though. Lovely little card. We've still got loads of targets for regrow from roots. Drift down might be the thing to forget here. Although that's got the potential for multiple power storms. I mean, if we go power storm, lure, drift, then we've actually got the threshold and power storm, and we can repeat 2 other powers. So we could repeat pent up and something else. I think that's too valuable. I think we get rid of sap. I think that's the weakest link. Okay, so we've got this ravage here that we now hopefully can do something about. I think, God, I mean, we will actually survive this ravage even if we do nothing. Maybe that's the approach here. And where are we on our tracks? We've still got some energy to gain, but our tracks are no longer as important. So we probably don't want to go with this option here, because if we reclaim... So here's the thing. If I repeat Pent Up Calamity, I could add 3 Unrest and a Disease, and then I could play it again and remove 3 Unrest and a Disease, doing 12 damage, 4 Fear, and then getting 2 of the Unrest back. So yeah, I think repeating this is just the thing. Now, we do have a free reclaim. Is that going to be... So we could just reclaim the Power Storm. Is that good enough? Or do we need to actually reclaim everything? We probably do want to reclaim everything because growth is sat in there. However, growth is now just not that important. So... The peasant brain is working in the background. Yeah, so to get the dupe, we just need the Power Storm. We've already got Lure and Drift Down to give us the purple. We've got the fire. We've got the daylight. But what would we actually be repeating? We'd be repeating Pent Up Calamity and nothing else is actually that worth repeating unless we bring growth back. Or one of these back. Yes, I think we are reclaiming our cards this turn. And I think we're just going to... add a present somewhere. With wilds on my own presence. So let's go here because it's got some adjacencies. We're not too worried about Towering Wrath because down here there's nothing to destroy. Or very little to destroy. Okay. So Power Storm. These are for the air, and we've already got the threshold on Power Storm. Wonderful. And we go Pent Up Calamity. We've got the threshold on Pent Up Calamity. We've got one more card play, and we've got a repeat. So something we want to play repeatedly. We actually, interestingly, we're actually in a land with a blight here, so that's pretty valuable. So obviously growth through sacrifice is very good, but we're getting to the point now where it's not making as much odds. Lots of good work for regrowth from roots. So yeah, this lot is all going to be dead, I think. So then what do we think about? This build is finished. We can remove that blight. I actually think that's pretty worthwhile. And once we've cleared our tracks, the main thing we're going to be doing is just reclaiming and gaining power cards. That's fine. And even going for this if we really want to. Yeah, let's go with growth through sacrifice for getting rid of this extra blight. All right, that's all our cards. Got lots of energy left. Okay. So, first things first. Let's do this. Let's destroy this one here and then replace it, removing that blight. Okay, that's that done. And then there's this. And here's a card I've not used in the physical version. So there's part of me that's like, is this gonna? There's always for me anyway. There's a certain. Oh, I need. Here's something that's a bit funky. I'm actually gonna have to change the view just to make sure it does this how I want it to do it. Because when you place things that target individual things, it sometimes stacks them all in the same unit. So I'm going to put an unrest there. And then I'm going to do the second bit. So I get to place another unrest on a different city. And then on here. Okay, so that's that. That's one use. Okay. And we'll stay in this view for a second. So I've power stormed. And now I can use this here. So we're going to remove tokens. And we may as well remove all of them. Okay, so that's some fear. That's cleared that land. And we're going to return the only one that can be returned. Where the hell's it gone? That's weird. Okay. Then we were going to go back to 2D Classic. Okay. Oh, there it is. Hi, Pent-Up Clemency. So we have repeated Pent-Up. We haven't repeated Growth Through Sacrifice. We may as well. Just doesn't really matter. Because we're not in any lands with Blight. Okay, we've now got full tracks. And yeah, now it's just tidying up unless I really mess up. So, no ravage this turn, no build this turn. What have we got? So this is going to be either sand or wetland. I don't think there's much that matters here. So we could... Oh, here's the thing. We could actually drag an enemy somewhere where I can punish them for being on my lawn. That's an idea. Such a powerful card if you can clear some of the board. But then in that way, it's kind of can be a win more kind of card. But Lure of the Unknown is still great in the early game as well. Okay, we've got some drifting down to do. Just have a little snooze over there. Missionaries arrive. For each board, discard the top minor power. If it has Sun, push a explorer from a land. And it comes back and it's going to replace my Dahan with towns. I mean, I've got cards I can just forget from my hand now, so I probably shouldn't think about this too much. During the next normal ravage, cities do +3 damage. Well, that doesn't matter. So yeah, let's curse the tongues. Let's curse those tongues. And we can just discard a couple of cards. Or a card, because we already had 2 elements. And each player adds an unrest and a land with these things. Okay. Its law does not affect coastal lands. Yeah, the game is avalanched. Alright. So, with our Get Off My Lawn, we've got how much damage? 4 damage. And we can split it between 2 tiles. So we can actually destroy both of these with Get Off My Lawn. So we'll destroy this one. There's no ravaging here. Oh, I'd forgotten about that city. Stupid. Never mind. It will give me more people to threaten. So it's... we could actually remove... do 1 damage in here. And... yeah, let's just spread some wild somewhere. Push this bloke in there. Okay, right, so we should be finishing. I'll try and do it quickly. Try and be quick about it. Let's, what, yeah, because I could just repeat pent up to... how do I actually just finish this off? Where are we with cards? Okay, we need 5 fear. All right, let's just gain a major. Hopefully that'll... oh, we've only got slow majors. I mean, yeah, let's... could do some game finishing, unlock the gates. I actually think that'd be very easy for us to hit threshold on. If we play it with pent up, calamity. Pent up's got pretty much every element on it already. If it's got everything but water and sunshine, that's right, isn't it? I just can't count. I always try and speed up when I know that the wind's there. No, I'm trying to speed up too much. My brain's just gone, no, peasant, you're not going to speed up. Oh, so it's air is the other thing. Yeah, let's go with unlock. Just finish with some womb. Okay, Towering Wrath. Okay, so unlock, pent up, and what are we missing? We are missing air and water. Regrow from roots is our water. Drift down is, oh yeah, Lure of the Unknown will get us the Power Storm threshold, I think. Yeah, we've got Power Storm threshold. We've got Unlock Gates threshold. We've got thresholds everywhere. Okay, this. I mean, if this doesn't win, I'm sorry. Okay. So, let's just do this first, because it's the fun thing. Ooh. So we've got entwined power. Oh god. Okay, well we haven't been gifted the wand, but we can actually finish with Winds of Rust and Atrophy. Well, that's fine. So say good final goodbye to Growth Through Sacrifice. Let's play and forget it at the end of turn. I mean, yeah, we can now just finish with wins. I mean, we've even got the threshold on wins. Disgusting. So we've got every Wombo. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. I'm a Peasant. Like the video if you like the video. And yeah, I encourage you to share the video if you people are going, oh, I don't know how to play with Keeper. Because people are like that, aren't they? Anyway, thanks so much for watching. And until next time, keep it spiritual.